know what percentage of the time you have the ability to open YouTube. Probably very, very high.
I download all these videos.
Yeah, cool. So, anyway, we're done with structure. So now it's time to really get into situational, above the rim. How do I tie this all together? How do I improvise? That's going to be learning a shit ton of phrasings. We could do a bunch of arpeggios and exercises, and we will, but that's just going to be you're the guy who can go, which still doesn't really sound like playing music, because, a guitar in a modern context is a very vernacular instrument, it's like the things we tend to do, and then all the other shit. Either way, we're trying to really cement. There are these 7 major scale fingerings that I play, picturing the roots on these 2 strings. So before you do anything, just get your C structures down, C, A minor. The whole point was here's number 1, and here's this blues box on top of it, focusing on being able to do hammer-ons and stuff there. You were kind of doing that, small detail. And then, number 2 exists. There's no pentatonic on top of that. Number 3 exists, which has the main blues box on it. Number 4 exists, which is overlapped by that. Number 5 exists. Number 6 exists, overlapped by that. So just go back and see and make sure you can do that. And that was the whole point, was anytime I'm playing this, I could also play this. We look down at the fretboard and we see roots, and we can go, okay, I could play pentatonic stuff or diatonic stuff in any of these spots on the fretboard. Our goals being simulating I'm starting a phrasing, or this song just modulated and I have to radically switch what I was doing, since anything but that takes learning phrasings. So the key is going to be to do it in both orders. You're going to quickly see that your brain goes, I think of this now as blues box 1, and I can play number 3 diatonic. Just be sure to do it in the other order. So that's what you're doing for your home base key, is just going back through them, ideally in randomized order, but you can do them head to head, and just be sure to do it in both orders. Be like, here's number 1, where this blues box exists, here's number 2, here's number 3, where this, and then the next time you do it, be like, here's blues box 1, where this diatonic. Just being able to think about them in both orders, goal being anytime you're playing number 1 diatonic, knowing that you can play this blues box and then your main box is in front of it, your main pentatonic box. That was the whole point of us doing this, just using C major, A minor, the key you're most familiar with, and we're going to be noticing where the roots are in those, which is, A's and C's, so it's just going to be this A and this A, being relevant also. So no new structure there. So first and foremost, do that. Secondary key of G major, E minor. So number 1 diatonic that was here is going to be way up at the 10th fret. So we'll start by thinking about, blues box here, number 1, which we're going to use these fingers for, not these fingers, with the number 3s on top of that, and that'll be the first open you learn. And then number 4 is here, with my blues box 2 on top of it. Number 5 exists still. Number 6 still exists, and has this blues box on. Here's G. Here's E minor, so and then I'm in my number 7 there, where I've got that blues box, and now we've arrived at number 1, where we think of our structure as starting initially on I can play diatonic number 1, or the behind the box pentatonic fingering. We still lock together the same way as if we were playing on this part of the fretboard in C, and then lastly number 3. But here's my main blues box and stuff like that. So let's see, we're trying to do them in both orders, and you want to do that before you spread out into other keys. Again, our goal is just to put the structure in place and being able to be like, here's a D. I can play 1 or the blues box behind it or this thing, and just seeing that all. So 3, sectional playing, and really only do this having done number 1 fairly. You could just do this number 1 thing. That's the whole point of us learning these pentatonic fingerings in this key. Where we learned them was so that you look down at the fretboard for a given key, and you just see 7 diatonics with 5 pentatonics right on top of them that will overlap the same way in every key. Just the same as I could say if we were playing in D major, it'd be here's 1 and here's the same for every single key. That's why we're learning something like G, where everything could drastically different parts of the fretboard. That'll make it easier to switch to like A major and F major. Just like playing in C made it easy to switch to like B or D or something. So there we go. You know, theoretically, you can just learn one key. But yeah, so then we talk about this sectional playing thing where you just pick a spot at random on the fretboard and a key at random, major key, and just be like, okay, around here, A, major, and just be like, okay, so here's number 4, with number 3 behind it, or 5 in front of it, and this blues box is here, and this box is in front of it, and this box is behind it. Playing exactly the fret you choose, the stuff behind it, and the stuff in front of it. We're simulating there the kind of structural thinking we'll be playing when we actually start to improvise or play a riff or whatever. That will be often I am localized here doing stuff between about 3 fingerings or 2 as opposed to all 7 of them or whatever. But this is all really just saying no to fingering. So, and then just be sure you remember your modal conversions. Still be working on those and just exploring the sound of each mode, which is the larger scale project from the modes. The easy part is how do I play all that shit, which is just like, you know, I'm playing in this key, it's D, I'm playing F sharp Phrygian, okay, that's D major, I'm playing in D major. But the hard long-term project is internalizing what each mode sounds like ear training wise, so you actually know what's going to come out. Anyway, like the point is that we're building an elaborate structure now where anybody would forget X% of that if we didn't revisit it right now. So just be sure you still remember 1 through 7, which one corresponds to which, and think about the conversions. Similarly, you want to be able to just think about C major really quickly, A minor, in your sleep with the pentatonics and diatonics. But ultimately, like if I fill out the plan and you didn't know what to do, as long as you could do the modal conversions, do a plan point in one spot, and then remember the pentatonic overlaps, that would be everything. That would encompass 90% of modern playing in every genre, every style. So we just want to not forget that stuff.
Playing point meaning point to the root of that
literally,
shape.
Literally diatonic, the thing we were doing to crack the code of, wait, how does this all, going around and playing number 1, I'm in there, I'm playing number 2, I'm in C, I'm playing number 3, I'm in B, just keeping that right on the tip of your tongue. So, that was the whole point, was just being able to go, I want to play an A here, there it is, number 3, in A major in the blues box. I want to play in D here, there it is, number 7. So just be sure not to forget that stuff. So you want to be able to do a plain point, you want to be able to do C major, pentatonic, diatonic, pentatonic, and diatonic, pentatonic, and remember the modal conversions, which pretty much just means remembering that 1 was Lydian and 2 was Mixolydian and so forth. Cool, so but then we just spread out, assuming that we know that structure, into so specifically going back to the modes because it doesn't relate to the work we're doing right now. Just be doing anything interacting with the modes so you remember them. As what we're working with right now is major scale pentatonic, major scale pentatonic. So just don't forget how to do the modal stuff. There we go, that's what's up. And then you could try the opens for any number of keys that you wanted to back here. The simple answer is that it's always going to be positioned 1st fret. Like, there won't be a time, like whichever one we're thinking about, some of them will just have 1s, 2s, and 3s, but some of them will have 1s, 2s, 3s, and 4s. Like, if I thought about playing in G here, just watch me visually, I'd be playing at number 3, so G, so it'd be like, and then I'd actually need my pinky there. So they're going to be different, it's like the negative 1st fret.
For what scale are we playing?
G major, number 3, right
Okay.
there. So anyway, it would start 0, 2, 3, 0, 2, 3. In G major.
Yep. How is that a G major from starting?
Sure. So we learned it at the 5th fret in C. Yeah, totally. This is but we're just, this is Like I said, the opens, because of having open strings involved, they're the only parts that need to be learned autonomously for each key. I'm still not thinking about this is the key of 2 sharps or whatever, but exactly playing it for your first position.
I'm playing a minor shape.
Yeah, sure, if you want to think about it that way, but either way, we're just going, how do I play in G here? Number 3. Yeah, totally. And that would be, so, one might be, that would be your pinky.
I get it.
So, yeah, they're all in that position.
I get it.
So then if we were in a key, if we were instead in a key like E major, where we'd be doing index reaches to the negative 1st fret or whatever, yeah, exactly, it'd go like that. And we'd need, that would be tempting to use our strong fingers for, except that then we need to be able to do this.
So is this correct?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, anyway, cool. But
essentially I'm always trying to fit it onto these 4 fingers.
Yeah, there won't be any reason to deviate from that, because there would never be a reason to go to, like, position -1, which would be, like, right anyway, so you, like, learn them. I'm not suggesting you're not supposed to already know them. This is different than playing them in any other key, because you're starting with open strings. So when you're doing them, play out of rhythm. Right now you're, like, learning a new scale that you've never played before. That's like when you've played it a bunch of times. Regardless, like, you can pretty much do it for just all the natural keys. Like, you could just go A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and you'd play all of them. But yeah, so we wouldn't ever move back to, like, your middle finger being at the 1st fret and disqualifying our index finger.
Yeah.
Like how playing a 7 would be tempting to do or whatever. So yeah, they all exist right there. And it's like, C, number 7, like number 1 and number 7, or A and Z in our alphabet. So yeah, like whatever, there we have it. So we just discussed kind of the 2 types that there are. Ones like that without index reaches, and the ones that do have index reaches. So yeah, you could do it.
I get it. So C is my Phrygian shape.
Yeah, 7, totally. And while we're at it, that's always adjacent to number 1.
Yeah.
Number 7 and number 1 fit together. We just learned the key where we end at the 12th fret with number 7. So cool. Like anyway, so you're supposed to have to work this out. So there you go. You can do that if you want to, but just don't get really distracted by it. And anyway, the point of that really is that most forms are like rhythm guitar playing. Just be able to see, here's all those scale tones when I'm playing in C, or here I'm in D, and there's this kind of stuff I can do, or just seeing which notes work, or if I was playing in D, it'd be 6. Certainly work as well. So cool, you can start messing with that, but we got plenty on our plate with just making sure you cement the C major, A minor, pentatonic, diatonic, and your home bass key.
Could you show me
starting to play in other keys, and then if you get to it, the sectional playing exercise, and being sure you don't forget modal playing.